Hello, YouTube. It's your boy Nathan coming to you to do another recap video. Today we are talking Married at First Sight Season 20, Episodes 19 and 20. It's the decision day and the reunion. So, man, we just going to get on into it because we got stuff to talk about. So, we picked things off where we left off last week. We're going to start with the decision day episode. We left off with the bombshell that Felipe told Tori in an off-camera conversation for their decision day. So, without further ado, here's what the bombshell was. Felipe told Tori that he's had thoughts multiple times of cheating on her throughout this whole time. Yeah, he blatantly said that he thought about cheating on her. And he says he regrets it. But if you think that was bad enough, here was another thing that he said. She asked him, like, did you just do this for like a paycheck or clout or whatever? And he actually said, yeah, I kind of did it for clout because like I also wanted this to kick things off with my political career. Like, seriously, dude? Like, seriously. Tori is just like, I deserve better. Like, you are. She basically told him off. She was just like, I don't know why you signed up to be Married at First Sight. I wish I wasn't matched with you at this point. You wasted my time. I really liked you in the beginning, but I deserve better. And ultimately, they said both of them said no on decision day. Tori said no. Felipe said no. What an idiot. What an idiot. I'm sorry. I don't normally call people names, but Felipe, what an idiot. Like, you blatantly told your wife that you would cheat on her. And then not only that, and then you're going to say, yeah, I did Married at First Sight. We did do Married at First Sight for clout to kick off my political career. That is the last thing we need right now. Trust me. That is the last thing we need right now. Because, well, I mean, why did they choose? Now, I'm not, a lot of other people like to think, oh, this person, so-and-so shouldn't have been qualified for the show, so-and-so shouldn't be on the show, whatever. But, and I'm not a person who likes to say that, but Felipe, out of all people, will be my number one person who should have not been on this show at all this season. At all. Ridiculous and shameful. We'll talk more about that when I do the reunion. So yeah, but that was Tori and Felipe. The next decision day was Mecca and Bella Jolie. So I'm not going to do like their whole little spews on what everything that they said because it's just whatever. Well, Mecca and Bella Jolie actually both said yes on decision day. So congratulations in that moment to them. The next couple that was up was Adam and Marissa. Now, this made me a little bit sad. So Adam and Marissa, I actually kind of had hope for them on this one because, like, I mean, I knew they were like a little wild card, but I'm thinking maybe they'll say yes on decision day, be broken up by reunion. So their decision day, they start out reading each other how much they loved, what they loved about each other. Marissa wrote like a whole big thing on what she loved about Adam and everything. But then like the dislikes were, the intensity and not, just not be able to be good enough or whatever and everything. And ultimately, and some lack of communication. And Marissa said that, and she's even at fault with the downfall of the relationship because she wasn't honest with herself and didn't say nothing. So ultimately, Adam and Marissa, and this made me sad, but they actually said no on decision day. And as they said, no, Adam gave Marissa an ice cream maker. He's like, I got a gift for you. I want you to keep. And you have it's an ice cream maker. And I really hope that we can be friends still. And she's just like, we need to go our separate ways. And again, I'll talk more about that when I do reunion. So unfortunately, that was Adam and Marissa. They said no on decision day. The next couple was Nikki and Sean. Oh my God. Again, same thing. It started off okay, but then it just turned into an argument. And at this point, I'm just drained with the Nikki and Sean argument. Like Nikki's too much. Sean talks too much, and Nikki is just not into him. Clearly, they said no on decision day, and they don't. There's nothing to talk about, nothing to speak about it anymore. They're done. So that was Nikki and Sean. Then the last couple, Michelle and Cameron. So Michelle and Cameron, Michelle says that, well, I'm going to go back to Adam and Marissa, because Marissa said that she loved Adam during the honeymoon, and he didn't know that. And if he would have known that, he would have cooled down a little bit. So as we go into love, Michelle and Cameron, Michelle expresses her love for Cameron. She said she said that she loves him and everything, and Cameron finally said it back, and Michelle and Cameron are said yes on decision day, as we all knew that they would, and everything. It wasn't a battle of that they weren't going to stay together. The battle, the question is Cameron ready for an alternate relationship? And he was, because he kept on doubting himself, and Michelle was there with him throughout the whole run. So congratulations, Michelle and Cameron. So that was basically decision day. Like I said, I don't need to go into a whole big spew about it. Like I already talked about Tori and Felipe. So now it's the final. So finally, it's time for the reunion. Let me do this reunion review. First things first, we have a live studio audience for the reunion special here, and this is the first time I've ever seen that. Where was my invite? And most of the live studio audience were the cast, family and friends, and some of their new relationships. But still, where was my invite? Where was us content creators invite for this? Like for real, I would have loved to go onto that Married at First Sight reunion if it was a live studio audience. And the host of it wasn't Kevin Frazier, and as advertised, it was the experts, Dr. Lisa and Paul. They actually did do a good job. They actually went from therapy mode to host mode. So I had to give them credit with that, because they known these people throughout the whole season. I mean, I still don't like how they got rid of the whole production crew of when they switched to Peacock or whatever, but it's okay. I still miss Kevin, but it is what it is. So they got the reunion started. The first couple, they brought up all the couples on stage. They were all basically separated for the most part. But we got things started. We got things started with Michelle and Cameron. So Michelle and Cameron are still married to this day. So what happened after the Camerons left is that they did move. Well, Cameron got a basketball job in California, and they moved to California, and they're moving to California. And why are they moving to California? Now, you remember at the beginning of the season, Michelle wanted somebody that made at least $150K. Well, Michelle got laid off from her job. Michelle got laid off from her job. So she got laid off. So it was more convenient. And Cameron got a better job and offer. So they're moving to California. She said she's gonna move out of Seattle, and that's that. Throughout the last year of them being together, Cameron did repropose to he said, because they did everything backwards, he reproposed to Michelle, and he said that she had one of her family or friends hold the camera, and he was like, I was even nervous. He was like, even though we're married, I was still nervous about proposing to Michelle and everything. But they proposed, and he proposed, and they're happily married, and I'm so happy for them, and I'm glad that they were the only couple that held it down throughout this season. So that was Michelle and Cameron. The next couple they went to was Tori and Felipe. Same thing. Tori is just it's just sad about how this played out. Felipe. Now Felipe tried to backtrack and say that, oh, I would never cheat on Tori. Yes, I did say that. He tried to lie about it when the producers asked him about it anyway, saying, oh, I forgot about the diary cam and stuff. But same thing. Tori was just like, like the same thing. I deserve better. Like you did not deserve me. You did not deserve to be here on Married at First Sight. And what's interesting that is that Felipe's mom was in the audience, and they asked like Felipe's mom, like, "What do you think about all this?" And Felipe's mom, she actually got emotional. She was just like, I love Tori. I love Tori. Like, and she was just sad on like just on how her son just behaved throughout this entire process and stuff, and how he did Tori. Like again, Felipe, shame on you, shame on you. And yeah, like I felt so bad for the mom. And again, because everybody kept on saying throughout the season for Felipe, you're not going to find anybody better than Tori. Tori was amazing. She gave it all her all for him. And he just like took, now, even though he didn't cheat on her per se, his words were just too freaking powerful. They talked about um what happened at the couples retreat when they like initially were going to break up at first, and the other couples like he brought up that game and stuff. Like then she got mad because I basically won that game and stuff. He was like, and she was like, no, it wasn't about the game, it's just the fact that you were just like basically embracing that, like almost like you weren't like hearing her. And because remember I talked about it last week, I do think in the game she did overreact, but he just took it the way that it was almost like he was embracing it. So yeah, that was it for Tori and Felipe. So as an update with them, neither one of them are dating right now. Now I hope that I really hope I would not vote for Felipe in anything political. Just saying. They did say that I bet you that Tori's DMs are flooding. She didn't confirm or deny, but I'm sure that they are. That Tori's DMs are flooding. So yeah, that was Tori and Felipe. The next couple they went to in the reunion was Mecca and Bella Jolie. So as I mentioned, they said yes on decision day, thinking everything all daisies and roses. But just like a couple of weeks, couple of months after decision day, Bella broke up with him. Bella broke up with him. She was just like, after thinking about it, like screw this, man, because it goes back to the retreat of all the things that he said, that how like he wanted a thicker girl, that Bella was not his dream girl and stuff and everything, like all the stuff that Bella said that she would not tolerate in a regular situation. She finally went, once the camera stopped rolling, she was just like screw this and everything. So apparently another factor in that decision was the fact that that he also has an alcohol problem too. And I guess like he went to, when they were still together, they went to some parties and stuff, and he would get drunk and he would call Bella the wrong name. And Dr. and Paul had asked her, what do you call you? And he was like, Bree. And she said, Bree. I'm like, who's Bree? And stuff. And so like that was just like the tip of the iceberg, because and then like they started going after Mecca hard. Like the whole cast was like going for him, all the things that he said. Like he kind of like got mad at Michelle. Like, what did you tell you told Michelle? He went after Michelle because like Michelle said that like I heard it through Adam, that you said that you only like thick girls, that you like thicker girls, and Bella's not your dream girl and stuff and everything. So like everybody was started attacking Adam. I'm not Adam. It started attacking Mecca about like all the stuff that he was saying and stuff, and everybody was speaking over to him, and everybody and Mecca was starting to get frustrated. He was just like, well, what do you want me to say? Like, I'm trying to speak, let me speak and stuff and everything. Look, I apologize for like everything that I said. Like I should have been putting Belle on a pedestal that she deserves. She deserves to be put on a pedestal and everything and everything. But like it just like she the thing is with Belle is that she didn't like that he tried to humble her. Like she just felt like he always tried to humble her, and she just didn't feel like she needed to be humbled. That's what she kept on saying. Like who are you to try to humble me and stuff. So it just turned into a whole big like attack vest, basically with that. And so yeah, Mecca was just in a hot seat that and everything. Now, they talked about, and I'll talk about it when I talk about Caitlyn and Devin. But yeah, okay, so moving on. The next couple they went to was Adam and Marissa. So Adam and Marissa, as I said, they sitting on decision day. Here's what happened with them after the show wrapped up. Now we all know I'm so tired of pickleball. By the way, I'm over the word pickleball. Like I could care less about pickleball, and because that was a topic of discussion. Um, so after the cameras start rolling, Adam and Marissa did hang out a few times. Like I guess he went back to her place for a little bit. They watched the movie, and there was no kissing or hooking up or anything, but they had like a good time and stuff. And like they decided that like what do you want to do? Like what can we do from this? And like we'll go on some dates. So they went on some dates, and I guess like at one time he showing up at the date. Adam showed up on a date with with a with a really big hickey, according to Marissa and stuff. Um, and he tried to brush it off like, "Oh, I did not know. I knew nothing about this. I knew nothing about this," and stuff and everything. And so that was part of it. And what else? Hold on a sec. So here's also another thing with Adam and Marissa. They after they hung out like a couple days after decision day, they were also invited to this mutual Halloween party and stuff. And they went separately to that. Marissa said that when she got there, she was talking to this girl, and she immediately said that she had DMs from Adam, and that was just a few days after their decision day. And so, like, why would he, like, because he kept on telling Marissa that it would be lying that he did not want to make this work. And Marissa's like, no, we have to keep this making friends and stuff. And as I said, then they tried to go on a date, and then he showed up with a hickey and tried to deny it. And so that was just it for Marissa. She was done. Adam was just clearly playing games, and Marissa is just not the intense person that he wanted. Like she could care less about pickleball and jet skiing and all that. And then another thing, Adam had a skiing incident, like just regular skiing, and he was in a cast doing a reunion. So so that was that. So their update is Marissa said that, and then here was another thing. Felipe had said that him and Adam are good friends now, despite everything. Marissa dropped another bomb on them and said that, "Hey Felipe, did you know that Adam DM'd Tori on Hinge?" Whoa, he DM'd Tori. So Adam said that, and so yeah, I guess Adam DM'd Tori on a dating app, and what it basically was, Adam said that it was really nothing. He just said hi to Tori. Hey, stranger, how you doing? Fancy seeing you on here and stuff and everything, whatever. And that was basically that. Tori said that it was basically like that, and I just deleted it. I didn't respond to it and stuff. And then she told like Marissa that this whole situation was just sad and everything, which it is, because like I said, like I kind of teared up on their decision day with Adam and Marissa. Like I really wanted them to work out despite the intensity level, but yeah. So after all of that, they did their update. Adam has a new girlfriend, and she was actually in the audience. And they asked her like, "What do you think of all this?" And she said, "Well, one, like I'm pretty decent at pickleball and stuff, but I could beat him and stuff and everything." And so then she said that I'm just really surprised about everything that's said about him, because Adam is just like the best guy I've ever met. This, and that, and everything, yada 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 yada, and all that. And I knew they asked her like, did you watch the season? And she's like, yeah, I just know that like production just did a good job with them or something. It just didn't felt real. So like Courtney yelled out to them like, wait, so Adam and Marissa's marriage wasn't real? Like what? And Dr. Paul said that, no, wait, I'm going to stop you right there. I disagree. This was real. Even though, yes, this is a production show, we take this whole scenario situation really seriously and stuff. And the other cast was like, this was Adam's plan. He got a girl to come here to vouch for him and stuff. So Adam got a new girl. Marissa said that she's not dating and she's not going to be dating for a while, but she started two business and good for her. But you know what? If Adam got a girl the way he wants, then so be it. Like, let's not attack her because she defended her man. Everybody, see, that's the thing. Like, that's the thing, y'all. Some of these people want to be bashing the man now, and I'm not saying the only man this season that needs to be like really hardcore bash was just Felipe, and maybe a little bit of Mecca and stuff. But other than that, sometimes it just doesn't work out. It just don't, basically. So yeah. So that's where Adam and Marissa are at. The next couple they went to was Courtney and Nick. And this was intense too. This turned into another attack fest too. So Courtney and Nick, Nick just felt like the whole time he was just like trying so hard, because he said that he just really wanted Courtney to compliment him, just compliment me every once in a while and stuff. And she just wouldn't do it and stuff and everything. And he said that he was like really committed to this process and everything. And ultimately it just ended the way they did. Now, Felipe stirred the pot a little bit. He talked a lot because he said he loves tea. Yeah, and everyone said, he loves T when it's not dealing with him. He should just kept his mouth shut throughout the whole time. But he asked the group, realistically, do y'all think that, who all here thinks that Courtney was rude to Nick? And all the guys answered, of course. And I would have raised their hands and answered yes. And Courtney was like, oh, yeah, all the boys. Yeah, this is how we're going to do this, all that. And she just basically said, that's just me. That's just me. Adam said that Adam jumped in the conversation, started attacking her. He was like, well, first things first. Yeah. If both Adam and Felipe said this, if you were rude to me, like you were rude to Nick and stuff, I would have left you after the first week. And then Adam had to throw in a little shade. He was like, by the way, she is the worst pickleball player ever. And once he said that, she started crying and stuff. And all the girls was like, oh, no, we're not about to do this and come attacking Courtney. And then the experts had to step in. It's like, no, we're not going to attack anybody here. We can talk about this and be respectful and stuff. And so Courtney starts crying. She's like, I don't need Adam to tell me that he would have beat me, that he would have left me in the year. I don't really care. And then he had to throw in the shade, like, well, didn't we beat you 11-2 or something like that or whatever and everything. But yeah, she basically said that, I'm sorry you felt like I was mean to you, but I mean, that's just me. That's just the way I am and stuff and everything, It didn't seem like there's no hatred between Courtney and Nick, but that's just her personality. Now, Courtney does have a new boyfriend. He was there as well. And yeah, I couldn't, as we all know, I just couldn't stand Courtney and this whole season. Nick made a joke saying that he's going to be a Married at First Sight in season 21, just playfully. But he said that he dated somebody after the season, but he said he was too much in his head. Do I touch you? Do I not? This and that. He even said that he had to go get his own therapy, because he was just too much in his head and everything. And good for him, because Courtney, it's sad when when someone really does you so bad, and after that you yourself has to go to therapy and stuff because it affected you so much. Why can't the other person who did it go to therapy? That's what I'm saying. That's why I just always wonder, the person, the victim person always has to go to therapy, but the person who's being mean to the other person never goes. And I never really understood that. So yeah, I mean, yeah, that was basically it for Nick and Courtney. The next couple they went to was Caitlyn and Devin. So Caitlyn and Devin, it was just about the signals with their segment. Throughout the time, they said that on camera, it was just up and down. They would sometimes get along, and then something little would turn into a big argument and everything. I'm going to talk about mostly what happened at the couples retreat. So remember at the couples retreat when they were playing that game, and then they and Felipe and Caitlyn were the most likely to whatever and everything. And then remember that scene last week when they stirred the pot and Caitlyn went out to talk to Mecca about everything, and then like about the things that Mecca was saying and stuff. And then people were agitating Devin and saying, "Oh yeah, like oh yeah, your girl's about to get with Mecca and stuff and everything, and all that." And it looked flirtatious. And remember when Devin flipped out on Caitlyn, and then they broke up. Now, Bella Jolie actually said made this pretty clear when it came to that. She told Caitlyn, Bella Jolie told Caitlyn that, listen, Caitlyn, that I will admit, she was like, first things, girl, I love you. I love you. You're my girl. I'm not mad at you. But I did feel a certain type of way in that moment because when we saw the conversation when you were talking to Mecca, you were just like, oh, Mecca, like, come on, why would you say that? Come on, man. You were very lenient and nice with Mecca compared to with Felipe. You're like, marriage is hard, like hardcore. Like you were going hardcore with Felipe, but you were really soft with Mecca, and it did look flirtatious and stuff. So if that's how and it felt like she said, Bella Jolie said that it felt like a Love Island kind of chat. And if that's what we're going to do, then she said, Devin, come, like, and everything and stuff. Now, again, Devin and Mecca are cool, and, and Caitlyn and Belle are cool and stuff. But yeah. So, but back to Caitlyn and Devin. So, like, it was just like, they never knew, like, because even at the couples retreat, even though she said that she gave the green light, but he was like, well, the green light just came after a big fight and everything. So I don't know what like green light, red light, whatever that we are on right now and everything. And Caitlyn said, yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I didn't give you all those lights. I did. It's just that, like, same thing, like, we just did not know where we stood. Like every little thing was turning into an argument. We will admit that Caitlyn got really agitated really quick, like throughout the season. Like every time Devin would like speak up, then she would feel a certain type of way. Now the thing is, here's another thing that shocked me with Caitlyn and Devin. They said that they only hung out like 3 or 4 times off camera and stuff. So their relationship was just more on camera, where like, they were saying how much they are attracted to each other and this and that and everything, but there was still no affection. Remember, they haven't like hugged or kissed since the honeymoon and stuff. And then they said they brought up a couple times that they hung out off camera, and it was just completely different. They said they hardly saw each other when they weren't on camera, and that's sad. It just didn't seem like. I mean, like I said, the whole season, I didn't like Adam. I mean, I keep getting these people. I didn't like Devin's aggression last week towards Caitlyn, which caused them to break up and stuff. But Caitlyn didn't really want to be married. I just felt like throughout the whole season that Caitlyn only wanted to be around Devin when it was convenient for her. She could say, "Oh, I'm attracted to him and stuff and everything," but I basically move at my own pace. But it was only when it was convenient for her. Because when he wanted more, then he would say something, then she would get mad and stuff, and that's not fair. So same with her, like, why did she sign up for this? It was going to be like that. So basically what their update is that Caitlyn does have a new boyfriend. He wasn't there. He was actually, she said her new boyfriend was actually at his best friend's wedding, and Devin is still single and stuff. So, but again, Caitlyn and Devin, they look like they were mutually cordial with each other, which is cool. So then the last couple they talked to was Nikki and Sean. Oh my goodness. So Nikki and Sean, one of the when they did their decision day, Sean said that 13 out of the last 14 days, I would have said yes on decision day. But one bad day just turned into a no from where we were back in the beginning. One of the big arguments that they had was he never got to meet her mom. He talked to her mom on the phone. We seen that scene when she was making the macaroni, but he never got to meet her mom. And Nikki said that she's really protective over her mom and stuff and everything, almost like a kid. Like, some people don't want their new relationship to meet their kids like right away and stuff. And so, but the mom was in the audience, and the mom said that they asked mom, like, how do you feel about Sean? And she said that I wish like you would have treated her a little bit better, like you were there for her more and everything. Then Sean goes on like a whole big spew. I tried so hard. I wish that she would have like let me meet you. This, and that. When you have conflict, I feel like you should go to your family. Like your family, like is the best way to get you through like a situation and stuff. And like she didn't do that, and this, and that, and everything. She was just going in circles, and Nikki was just like, Sean, that was just all of that. What you just said was just a bunch of BS and everything. Like, I'm very protective of my mom. And by the way, leave my mom out of this conversation and stuff. Well, you asked me a question about it, and so I'm answering the question. She's like, you know what? She's like, you have taken no accountability for anything you said and anything you've done in this, blah, 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 blah. And it's just typical Nikki and Sean BS. And I'm glad they said no on decision day. Now, I seen a video where apparently, and I must have missed this, Sean said in the beginning of the season that he dated the first Black Miss Massachusetts and stuff. And she did a video saying that he did, and I'm that person. And he wasn't lying about it. And that's basically all it was. There wasn't no like tea dropped or nothing. And I guess it was 20 years ago that he mentioned that or whatever. But I don't know. Sean just has people been making fun of Sean from the way how he acts and how he speaks and how he conducts himself and everything. Rumor has it that he might have lost his job and stuff and everything. I don't know why, but yeah, rumor has it that he lost his job. So my opinion about Sean is that he is he's very smart. He is smart. Sometimes when being smart, it could be coming off as being an a-hole, basically. And he has some a-hole tendencies with Nikki. And as for Nikki, she's like a really dominant, independent type woman who doesn't put up with no BS. This is why their personalities clash. Now, Sean told the experts that he was happy that he was matched with a Black woman and stuff, but which didn't matter and everything. But Nikki said that she's more than just a Black woman and everything. Like she's like all this, and that. Now, throughout the season, and I said this last week, is that when Nikki was nicer to him, because I thought Nikki was mean to him too. Don't get me wrong. Nikki was no saint in this. Like she was mean to him because she wasn't attracted to him and stuff. But the moment that she was being nice to him, then that's when things started getting better. Now they brought up the you're a 10 in Seattle but a 7 in New York comment and stuff and everything. And everybody in the cast started attacking Sean about that. And he was just like, well, you guys didn't see the whole thing. Like it was like hurt people because she said, look at you and look at my belly and stuff and everything. So he's like, yeah, I shouldn't have said that. I could have did better with that, but look what she did. Now I will admit she doesn't take accountability for anything she's done either. So whatever. So it just clearly there's a lot of hatred there between Nikki and Sean. So after them, they went back over to Michelle and Cameron. Michelle and Cameron just opened up about their fraternity life. Michelle revealed that she actually got a hysterectomy. She said she was at peace with the decision. She'll probably look into probably like surrogacy or whatever if she wants to have kids. And she got emotional talking about it. But again, that's where they ended. Her and Cameron are doing really well. Yeah. So that was basically it for the Married at First Sight reunion. So congratulations, Michelle and Cameron, for holding it down. To the couples in to the ones that are in new relationships, good luck. I'm gonna keep an eye on Adam and his new girl and everything. And I hope everybody floods Tori's. I hope all the dudes flood Tori's DMs Felipe, get your crap together. Mecca, watch what you say. Bella Jolie, like I applaud you for your your determination and being there for your husband, even though it didn't work out, and even though he got in his head a lot. Caitlin, I hope you are treating your boo like the way better than what you treated Devin. Devin, hope you find somebody. Courtney, I hope you're nicer to this guy. Nick, I hope you find somebody. Sean, I hope you find a new job. Nikki, I hope you are good with your career and everything. So yeah. Yeah, that was basically it, guys. And that is it. That is the Married at First Sight season 20. We did it. We capped off another season of Married at First Sight. So Married at First Sight season 21 is coming. Don't know when, but they're going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina for the next season. So I wish we had a little preview. They didn't show no preview, but yeah, that's Married at First Sight. I like the new format for the most part. I like the fact we have more couples. I like the fact that the experts were a little bit more involved. I don't like the fact that they hosted this, even though they did a good job. They should have been part of it as well, you know, in that aspect, how they used to be. But it is what it is. So, but yeah, I did enjoy the season. This was a lot better than the Austin season. And yeah. Anyway, guys, that is the end of my review. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. To all of my new subscribers, I hope you guys enjoy my content. If you did, just please leave a like. Check that you are subscribed, because YouTube is doing the purge again and unsubscribing people and stuff. Yeah. And I'll be back on Sunday, Monday to recap 90 Day Fiance. So we've done so many recaps over the last like 10 weeks for Little Singles, Married at First Sight and stuff. And now those shows are over. So now we're just back to playing 90 Day. Like I said, I'm going to start watching some other shows. I'm going to take a look at Age Inappropriate just to see if I may come out and just do a little update on that, if I like it or not. If not, then we just waiting for 90 Day. And as for 90 Day, we got 2 episodes left before the tell-all. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, I will see y'all again Sunday and Monday. Thank you guys so much. And I'll see y'all. Love you guys. Bye.